The Harsh Reply, Part 3. The Final Coordinates. Nowhere to hide. The wind howled outside the cabin. Sarah stared at the coordinates glowing on the laptop screen. "It's where we need to go next," Jake had said. But she knew once they left the cabin, they would be stepping into something they couldn't escape. But she knew once they left the cabin, they would be stepping into something they couldn't escape. But she knew once they left the cabin, they would be stepping into something they couldn't escape. Her father's death had been no accident. The text from his phone wasn't just a warning, it was a trap. Sarah swallowed hard. "How do we know this isn't a setup?" Jake sighed, rubbing his forehead. "We don't." A loud snap echoed from outside. Both of them froze. Sarah's stomach tightened. Footsteps. Slow. Calculated. Someone was out there. Jake moved swiftly, grabbing his gun from the table. He motioned for her to stay quiet as he crept toward the window. Sarah's pulse pounded in her ears. Through the cabin's thin walls, she could hear faint breathing. Not human. Radio static. Her heart stopped. They had radios, which meant more than one. Jake turned back to her, his face grim. He held up 3 fingers. 3 people. Armed. Outside. Sarah's hands trembled. They weren't here to talk. They were here to kill. The chase begins. A sudden crash shattered the silence as the front door exploded inward. Sarah ducked as splinters flew through the air. A man in tactical gear rushed in, gun raised, bang. Jake fired first. The intruder crumpled. "Move!" Jake yelled. Sarah bolted for the back door as more gunshots ripped through the cabin. The second she was outside, the cold air sliced through her lungs. Then movement in the trees. Shadows. More of them. Sarah and Jake sprinted toward the truck, but before they could reach it, tires screeched. A black SUV burst from the trees, cutting them off. The doors swung open. A tall man in a suit stepped out, perfectly calm. Sarah's blood went cold. "Miss Carter," he said smoothly, "you've been difficult to find." She backed up, heart racing. "Who are you?" the man smirked. "We're the people your father ran from." Jake raised his gun. Before he could fire, another SUV roared in from the opposite side. They were surrounded. The suited man sighed, shaking his head. "Come with us, Miss Carter." "We won't ask again." Sarah clenched her fists. There was no way out, except she glanced at Jake. Just a fraction of a second, and that was all he needed. Jake grabbed a flashbang from his belt, yanked the pin, and threw it to the ground. Boom! A blinding white light erased everything. Sarah felt herself being yanked backward as chaos erupted gunfire, shouting. Then she was running. Blind, ears ringing, lungs burning, running for her life. The forgotten facility. They didn't stop until they were miles away, deep in the forest. Jake clutched his side, wincing. Blood seeped through his jacket. "You're hurt," Sarah gasped. "I'll live," he grunted. "But we need to move." Sarah hesitated, looking at the GPS on her phone. The coordinates, they were close. "Do you even know what's there?" she asked. Jake didn't answer right away. Finally, he exhaled. "Your father used to work at a classified facility, underground, the kind that doesn't officially exist. Sarah's skin prickled. And you think that's where he left something for me? Jake nodded. He had secrets, real ones. And if we don't get to them first, they'll kill us both to keep them buried. Sarah swallowed hard. There was no turning back. The descent. The coordinates led them to a clearing. Nothing but trees and grass. Sarah frowned. This can't be right. Jake, however, was already moving toward an old, rusted trapdoor hidden beneath a layer of leaves. Sarah's breath caught. Jake pulled it open, revealing a metal ladder leading into darkness. "This is it," he murmured. Sarah hesitated. Then she climbed down. The air inside was damp, heavy. The walls were concrete, the passageway lit only by faint emergency lights. They moved cautiously. Then they reached a massive steel door. It had a handprint scanner. Jake cursed under his breath. Damn it. Sarah stared at it. Then a horrifying thought hit her. Her father's handprint would have opened it, and he was dead. Unless... Sarah pulled out her phone, scrolling to the news article she had found about his death. There was a photo of his body. His right hand was missing. Her stomach flipped. "Someone took it," she whispered. Jake paled. "That means they're already inside." The experiment. A loud clunk echoed through the hall. The door was unlocking. Jake pulled his gun. Sarah stepped back. The steel door creaked open. A long, sterile hallway stretched beyond it, flooded with fluorescent white light. Sarah's breath hitched. At the end of the hallway was a glass chamber. Inside, she froze. A man stood within the glass. But it wasn't just anyone. It was her father, alive. Her blood turned to ice. This isn't possible." Jake's face was unreadable. "Sarah," he said slowly, "that's not your father." She shook her head. "No, he's right there, Then the man in the chamber opened his eyes. And that's when Sarah realized the truth. He wasn't looking at her. He was mirroring her movements. Every blink, every breath, like a reflection. Her chest tightened. "What the hell is this?" she whispered. Jake exhaled. "Your father wasn't running from the government," he said quietly. "He was running from himself." Sarah's pulse pounded. "Two don't understand." Jake's expression darkened. "They didn't want your father dead," he said. "They wanted to replace him." Sarah's vision blurred. The figure in the glass smiled. Her father's face, but not her father. And in that moment, Sarah knew she wasn't supposed to find this place. And now, she was never getting out. To be continued. Click the link to watch the next episode to The Harsh Reply. If you like content like this, please subscribe and press the like link to help our channel out. Thank you for watching.